Corsair have marked July as the month that they release add-in NVMe PCIe add-in card SSDs, which come in 400GB, 800GB, and 1.6TB flavors. Though as usual with the drive reviews around Tech Yes City, I'll be throwing this through the standard torture test and skimming that cream straight off the top to see how this thing performs and whether it is worth your money. Welcome back, guys. This is Brian rocking in with a newly released NX500, which under the hood sports 8 banks of Toshiba 15nm MLC NAND flash attached to two 256MB, so 512MB in total, DDR3 1600MHz Nanya burst banks, sending data to and from a new generation Phison 5007-11 controller. And when it came to the benchmarks, we firstly had my favorite, which is HD Tune Pro, where conducting extended write tests with 50GB of pure straight stressing across various data patterns showed that the performance was very consistent with both read and write speeds, with reads coming in at 2,525MB per second and 1,380MB per second writes, which admittedly in the case of a product in a caliber such as this is expected, though the speeds on the random test, which is the most accurate for real-world performance, was quite a stretch from the advertised 3,000MB per second reads and 2,400MB per second writes, which were printed on the box. Though curiously, when changing to a zero-fill data pattern, which is mainly used to securely erase data and isn't really relevant to anyone wanting this in a workstation, the drive scored 2,826MB per second reads and 2,165MB per second writes. And here the speeds came really close to those advertised speeds. Marketing stuff, crazy, yeah? But no, I don't digress. This is important stuff. Roll the Jesus music. I got a friend in Jesus. So performance is quite solid, though how does it compare to the previous M.2 NVMe MP500 that I recently reviewed on the channel? Well, after conducting more tests, the first of which was ASSSD, there really wasn't any difference between the speeds. However, the NX500 does have an impressive 5-year warranty, which is 2 more years than the MP500's 3 years, and when testing the random access times, it did have extremely fast times, with the worst speed reported being 1.5 milliseconds as opposed to the MP500, which had a 3 milliseconds worse response time. Game boot times were virtually identical, and just like the MP500, these NVMe drives are in a class above SATA 3 drives, and one area they do perform well in is Premiere Pro, for example. When importing large amounts of files, this is where the NX500 did slightly edge out the MP500, which was nice to see, though there is a big heatsink and backplate that certainly does add to the cosmetics. But does it actually do anything in improving performance? Well, the answer is yes, and actually it is a necessity, as when doing the temperature tests at 21 degrees C ambience, the NX500 scored 32 degrees idle and under stress scored 46 degrees, which is well under the 70-degree limit, though removing the heatsink, it actually introduced a new dilemma. The drive was now throttling, reaching the same 46 degrees, but performing terribly, making this comparison irrelevant and meaning that you would just want to leave that heatsink on there. Though moving on to other specifications and features, the included software toolbox allows for cloning, trim, and secure erase, and the NX500 400GB edition also has a 698TB written and 2 million hours mean time before failure ratings, which on the higher capacity models does expand these limits further. And there are Smart ECC, Smart Refresh, Smart Flash, Advanced Garbage Collection, and Static and Dynamic Wear Leveling, which also contribute to these drives, including a solid 5-year warranty, which is very generous and should serve as peace of mind for someone outlaying the $319 USD asking price. Or if you're in Australia, this will retail for 515 AUD. So at this price, it raises the question of, is the NX500 worth it? And really, in my opinion, it comes down to another question of, do you need this drive? If you're a guy who just installs your OS, your favorite games, and or browses the web, then you certainly don't need this drive, and it would be a big fat waste of money. Though if you do transfer a huge amount of files, have the extra PCIe lanes, and do scratch and record a lot of footage with Premiere Pro, for example, or just need a workhorse of an SSD that performs consistently, and of course is backed by a generous warranty, then I can see myself recommending this drive. Of course, there are other options out there, and a lot of you guys have been asking me to test practically any drive I have here against Samsung's Pro variants, which I unfortunately don't have, though I have heard a lot of good things about them. Though, back to the NX500, solid drive, the numbers indicate good performance, and the drive is well built all round. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this review, and let me know in the comments section below, do you currently have an NVMe PCIe drive? If not, why not? And if so, what do you use it for? Would love reading your comments as always, and I'll catch you in another tech video very soon. Peace out for now. Bye.